Well, hey there, everybody. How y'all doing? Hope everybody's having a wonderful day or night, and welcome back to my channel. As always, I'm Deluxe. All right, we're gonna do something kind of new for my channel. So last week I did a thing with the Fort Max from Fans Toys. Asked if it was going to be released or anything like that, and I got a lot of responses. Thank you so much. I enjoyed reading those and everything. So I thought I'd go off on that. I was talking to my boy Extra Zero, and he gave me some suggestions and said maybe I should go back and talk about some of the third-party panels. I'm like, okay, that'd be pretty cool. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go back, start off at TFCon 2014, which was in Chicago, Illinois, the first one on the East Coast. Originated in Toronto. TFCon started there. They do have a West Coast one in LA as well, but I'm just going to go with the ones that I've been to. So I've been to all the ones beginning from 2014 to now and everything. So I just thought I'd go back and look at the slides and look at some of the companies that brought out their stuff and see if they actually released it, and just talk about some of the stuff they did release and everything. Like I said, we're going to start with 2014. This is a third party panel, and this was in Chicago, Illinois. And yeah, let's just get right to it, and hope you like this thing. If you do, hit that like, shares, prayers, and care bears, all the good stuff. Hit me with some comments and all the good stuff and everything. So let's just begin. TFCon 2014 third party panel at Chicago, Illinois. All right, 2014. My gosh, 10 years ago, my first TFCon, and I just started on a podcast called Shattercast Uncut. Some may remember, some may don't, but yeah, had a great time with that. Got to hang out with some of the guys on the podcast there and everything. So yeah, it's really fun in Chicago. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through a bunch of slides. There are tons of slides for this one, and I'm going to try to talk about some of the stuff, and most of the stuff I do remember if it did come out. Some I may have forgot. I apologize for that, but if anybody can look it up, if you want to, and I'll try to do the best I can. Some of these companies haven't been around for a long time, so I don't know if they even release any of that stuff. So yeah, so we started off with, it looks like kicking off with Octavia. I think it's Octavia Forge. They're a new group based off of BMOG. I kind of remember BMOG. I think they were kind of part of Shapeways, I think, or something like that. I think they did some 3D printing. Well, they were making third-party battle beasts, which are pretty cool. I wish I don't know for sure. These kind of look like they're 3D printed, so I don't know if these were released or not. They may have, but it'd been pretty cool. I remember Battle Beast. I used to have tons of them. So we got to see some CG mock-ups such as Rampaging Rex figures, who has little T-Rex arms operating bigger robot arms. Looks pretty cool. Quite frankly, are quite faithful to the original concepts. They're supposed to be available online at that time. Arms articulated only like classic Battle Beast. They were coming in two sizes, 2.5 inches or 1 inch, so very small. And so yeah, that's pretty cool. And so Forge was also making a Bob the Insecticon from IDW. A lot of IDW stuff around this time, so we're going to talk about that. And weapons based off characters who turned into guns like Six Shot. So that's pretty cool. They're also, for making a little fun, they made a My Little Pony Twilight Sparkle as a Battle Beast too. So if you like My Little Ponies and Battle Beast, here you go. You had a great time with that. So there you go. That was Octavia Forge. Hope I said that right. And talking about BMOG, they were there, or they showed their stuff as well. They showed making the Rob, the NES robot made from various Nintendo accessories like zappers, and they were shown that at the TFCon Toronto as well. So yeah, BMOG showed some stuff. And then we moved on to Play With This Too, which I kind of remember these, and I do remember this as well. I remember talking about this on Shattercast, that I was hoping somebody would make some Pretenders, and I think I remember talking about these. So Play With This Too was making 6-inch figures with tech drones. They come with alternative interchangeable hands, alternate heads, which were also designed to fit on other lines like Marvel Legends. These are individual heads being designed by various creators, which can be intended to let the creators be creative as they want to be. All the figures come with tech drones, which, like BMOG, can be disassembled into weapons for the main figures and combined with different figures. So of the main figures, Astro Blast was based off Cloudburst, like I said, some Pretenders, and has alternate heads, human head, robot head, and hands. Also shown were, it looks like Desolitaire. Hope I jacked that name up as well, based on Skullgrin. He had Bloodbath based on Bombburst, Bloodbath based on Pretender Grimlock, and Jetwash, which was later be called Jetstrike. He's a Pretender Starscream. Jetwash is going to also have the option for people to buy their own head of the toy. On the more unique side of things, there was Ancient Astronaut, who is a core of the story, becomes infected in a mission and turns into a main villain who likes to bit like Octopunch and has loads of 5mm pegs. So yeah, these look pretty cool. Like I said, I've always been wanting somebody in third party or even Hasbro or whatever to make some Pretenders. So I think this was close as we can get. I don't think these came out at all, because if they did, I would have got them. But yeah, that was Play With This Toys, or Play With This 2, and they were going to try to give us some Pretenders. And next we have Batcube, which I have a couple things from them. I have their Sunstreaker and I have their Warpath, but they showed off their Brawny and Backland, which is Brawn and Outback. Come with a lot of accessories, alternative faces. Batcube has 4 more figures slated for 2015. So yeah, they did put out quite a few things, but yeah, they just kind of disappeared after that. But yeah, they put out some pretty decent stuff. His transformations were really hard, especially that Warpath was terrible. But I guess they were okay for that time. So yeah, there you go. Batcube showed off their Outback and Brawn. All right. Oh man, this brings back some memories. So next up is Omnigonics, and this is where I get my Crapagonics when I do some comparisons. This was their Sunstreaker, and it was probably the worst Transformer ever made. So it's still an early prototype. They should have kept it like that. They saw weapon gimmicks and range of motion. Terrible. Potential repaints as Sideswipe, Deep Cover, and Clamp Down, and Tiger Track. So thank God this thing didn't make it, because they would have made some crappy repaints. So there you go. Omnigonics, or Crapagonics, their Sunstreaker. Jeebus. Then next up we have Shapeshift Incorporated, and they did some Legend Scale. They did a Fall of Cybertron, Starscream, and Ironhide 2-pack. That's the only thing they released, and I got those, and they were pretty good, decent for that time for Legend Scale. But they were supposed to make a Thundercracker and Skywarp versions. I wish they had done that. And they were also going to do a Fall of Cybertron Optimus Prime in Legend Scale. Plus, they were going to do maybe a Fall of Cybertron Combaticons, which that would have been pretty cool to get the Bruticus and everything. So there's also a possibility of making an armor for Optimus Prime. So unfortunately, they only did the Starscream and Ironhide. I wish they would have stayed around and did the others, but there you go. There's Shapeshift Incorporated. And up next, we got TFC Toys. I got a lot of stuff from them back in the day. They had some combiners and stuff. So we saw the rest of their Prometheus figures, which is namely First Aid. Lots of pictures showing off the design. And we have blades as well. He can attach the blades on its arms like Evac. And then this was topped off with the Prometheus combined mode. So this was their Defensor. Like I said, it is going to be Chuck scale. They're different scales now. They're a little bigger. But yeah, that was TFC Toys. All right, next up we have Gigapower. Wow, man. Who showed off their Gutter, not Snarl. So yeah, it looks pretty good. I didn't go on for these. I wish I would have. I went with Fans Toys. But yeah, these look really nice. So yeah, this is Gigapower, and this was their not Snarl Gutter. All right, good stuff. And then up next we have Bold Forms, and they gave us showed us a Gladius Megatron, or the Megatron, who's a triple changer into a tank and a gun, and he's supposed to go along with MP10, and he was MP scale. And they also showed their Lone Wolf, which was Motormaster with the Stunticons, and they were supposed to show the combiner pick as well. So there you go. There was Bold Forms with Megatron and Motormaster. All right, then we have Toy World followed up, and they got showing off their Roar along with Muddy, their Sludge, Corlock, which is a third release based on Grimlock. He's very strongly based on the G1 Grimlock. Their Slag has not yet been named, was also shown. Now these are one that combined. You can see a little teaser right there of the foot of Snarl and everything. So yeah, that's pretty cool. And they also showed off their Grant, which is a Grand Maximus. Was a limited edition there. It was like 180 pieces. And I didn't get this one. I did get the Fort Max I reissued later. But yeah, there you go. That was Toy World. And then we have D and Y. I don't remember these. They kicked off, they showed some of their upgrade kits. So they did upgrade kits for Double Dealer. Things like their Prime Magnus missiles were also shown. And good news, their Prime Voyager Megatron kit was also coming soon. Last week confirmed that the GI Eddie Echo TF DMY collaboration on Fans Project's M3 upgrade is still happening as well. So I guess DMY was a early upgrade kit company, so I don't really remember these guys, but yeah, pretty cool. And then we got KFC, Kentucky Fried Chicken. So they kicked off by showing off their Junkions. We got Crash Hog, we got Sanford, and we got Waster Delta. And then they also showed off their Transistor, which is a Masterpiece Blaster, which I have him. He's still pretty good. And he was really good back then. He scales well with the Soundwave from Masterpiece, weapon store in the back, and he comes with 2 heads, the comic toy and cartoon versions and everything. Like I said, yeah, Transistor's pretty good still. If we didn't get the Fans Toys one, I think he would still be a good contender for your Masterpiece Blaster. So there you go. That was KSC. All right. Up next we have XTransBots. Man, they've been around for 10 years. Golly. So they showed off their show exclusives, Axis and Shafter, which was recolors of their Huffer and Pipes. And they get Andreas, and the Swarm were shown next. They were Scourge with a target master named Rimfire, MP scale. I have this one, still good. So you got XTransBots also showed their Apollyon, which is a masterpiece scale Megatron. Comes with a full stock and silencer, and he scales with the MP10. Man, I remember Apollyon. I remember everybody getting excited for this. Does anybody still have Apollyon as their masterpiece Megatron? Some people still kept theirs. I was waiting for the MP one, and eventually we got that, and I'm satisfied with that one. But I never went in on the Apollyon. So there you go. That is XTransBots. And man, if you have that Apollyon still, hit me in the comments. And then we got Render Form came next, and then we got the Death Caesar kit shown, along with the Darkwing upgrade, Orion upgrade head, and a head for the black version of Orion, which comes with a blade. The last one was a Toy Dojo exclusive. So there you go, Render Form showing some of their upgrade stuff. All right, up next we have MMC Mastermind Creations. All right, I love their stuff. So they showed up their Comatus. This is the Turmoil from the IDW. He's kind of like a Metal Sludge tank kind of version and everything. Looks pretty cool. I missed out on a lot of older MMC stuff. I really wish I would have picked this guy up. But we also have Felisaber, which is Syndicus. I guess I thought it might be a little homage to Catilla the Pretender, but you could use him for the Predaking and Predacons, and you can use him as an arm, so that's pretty cool. They also showed off their masterpiece scale DJD, which is Syndicus, which is Voss. He was a sniper rifle, and they also showed off Anarchus, which is their Kaon. He's kind of like an electric chair going on. He's a 7-inch figure. You can set other figures like the Pharaoh Queen in electric chair mode. So that's pretty cool. I have all of those, and they're freaking awesome. And they also showed off their show exclusive Azalea Asterix, and they also showed off a bunch of their other female fembots like RC. They got Lita 1, the medic and everything, so that's pretty cool. And they also showed off the Royal Arsenal for Feral Rex, which is the Predaking and Predacons and everything, so that's pretty cool. Another new one they showed off was Jaggertron, which was a version of Lockdown. He has a hook hand, a gun face, and a locker with a weapon, with a lot of weapons and collection of faces. He's stylized like the animated one rather than the AOE one, so that's pretty cool. And lastly, they showed off their MMC was going to put out in 2015 was their masterpiece Mirage named Sphinx, who stands approximately 6.5 inches tall and seems to be strongly based on the Generation 1 design. I still have Mirage. He's freaking awesome. I have tons of them. I think they did tons of recolors and everything, so that's pretty cool. I got the clear version as well, which will be later on, will be show exclusives for that. So there you go. That is MMC Mastermind Creation. All right, up next is going to be Planet X, and they showed off a couple of their Dinobots. We got to see Swoop, we got to see Sludge, and Snarl as well. So we get to see them in bot modes and robot mode. And yeah, didn't ever go in on these, but I heard they're pretty good. They're decent for what they are now, but they are kind of Chuck scale now. But there you go. There's Planet X and some Dinobot. All right, we got Make Toys up next. All right, so they showed off a bunch of their combiners. They already showed off Quantron, which is their highly stylized. That's their Computron. And they showed off Giant too as well. That's their Devastator. And then they showed some new images of their Guardian test shots, which is their Protective Bots, which is Defensor and everything. So they showed off a couple of those things. Like I said, they were heavy stylized. They are Chuck scale now, so they kind of don't scale with anything really other than Chuck stuff. But they were pretty cool. I have the Guardian. I don't know. I didn't get the Quantron or Giant, but they're pretty cool for what they are. They also showed their tailgate and rear end, which stands about the same height as the Make Toys Swerve and Gears, which I think is Trash Talk and Cogwheel. And he's got a running, crying face and sad face as well. This was part of the IDW stuff. And yeah, I have these sets. They're really awesome. I like them. And he also goes with their Cyclonus too. And the last thing they showed off was Utopia, which is Metroplex. I think he had already been out at that time, or he was fixing to come out. I have him. He's pretty cool. And then you also have Pandanus. They just showed him off, and he is their Scorponok and everything. And I have him as well. So they're pretty cool. So there you go. That was Make Toy. And up next we got Mech Ideas. Man, I remember these guys. So they have Mech Ideas Long Blast Kit, which were Shockwave and Megatron for add-on kits. And then they showed off their Apex and Geminus. This their Twin Twist and Top Spin. I have these. They're really cool. I wish somebody would make an MP scale version of these, really. So we also showed off Gauntlet and Piston. They're IDW figures. I have both of these. They're pretty cool as well. And they also showed off a Bluster and a Trench, which is they're going to make into the Super Mario Brothers as well, with Luigi and Mario. So that's pretty cool. So there you go. There is mech ideas. And then we have before and after. I kind of remember these as well. So they had the Alpha launchers, which were for the MP Blue Streak, the shoulder cannons that they didn't come with. And they also showed off the Sigma 6, which is their 6-gun and slammer. I have both of these, and these will go perfect for that 4-foot Metroplex coming. That would be awesome. And they also showed off their clone twins with the Decepticons. I don't think these were made. Someone did make the Autobot clones. I forgot, maybe X2 toys or something like that. Don't quote me on that, not for sure. But I really want some MP scale clones for the Decepticons and Autobots as well. So there you go. There is before and after. All right, the last company we're going to talk about is Fans Project. So they showed off original creation, which is their Cores Trienix Alpha. It's another Steel Core creation they did, and they did some other ones, and this was, like I said, their original creation. So this is Trinex Alpha. And then they started showing off some of their headmasters, and I have all their headmasters, and they're really still good. Great for chug scale and everything. So they showed Skull Cruncher, they showed Mind Wipe, they showed Brainstorm, they showed some other ones as well, some ones coming in, and everything. So yeah, really freaking awesome. I still love these things. They're really nice and fun to mess around with. So yeah, they showed off some of their headmaster. Also for Fans Project, they showed their Lost Exo Realm, which is their Dinobots. They showed Sludge, Slag, and Swoop. And so yeah, I think I had a couple of these. I think I sold them off. I kind of wish I had them again because I do love the Dinobots, but they were really heavy stylized. But they also teased a official Optimus Prime. So yeah, I think I don't know if this came out or not, but he was going to be a chug scale Optimus Prime. So that's pretty cool. So there you go. That's also from Fans Project. And the last thing was a big reveal from them was the Fans Project doing a Dino King, who is a slightly larger than Fans Project Stunticons, a 6-member team. A prototype was shown, a very impressive design with a huge axe and guns that can combine into a larger weapon. He stands around the same height as their M3 roughly, and based off the Studio Ox design, seems very faithful to the style of the original Dino King Constructor design. So there you go. That was the last thing they showed from Fans Projects and the panel. All right, folks, that's it. So, yeah, I hope you enjoyed that kind of thing. Like I said, this was the 2014 third-party panel from Chicago, Illinois. Like I said, it was my first TFCon. It was the first TFCon on the East Coast and everything. And, yeah, 10 years old. Wow. I'm just doing this to lead up to the Baltimore TFCon in November. Really excited for that. Hope you like this kind of thing. Like I said, I'm going to do each a year. Next, I'll do 2015 and so forth. So, basically, it's just, to go back and look, where, third-party came from, where it started. This was the heyday of it. Do you have any of these figures still? Do you still remember some of these figures? I think 95% of this stuff did come out. I'm not sure about everything, but I think all of it did, come out and everything. So yeah, I do still have a lot of this stuff and everything, and just really cool to go back and just see, third party back when it was. So I hope you liked it. Hit me up some likes, shares, prayers, and Care Bears. Hit that sub button for me if you don't mind. Hit me up some comments. Like I said, do you remember any of this stuff? Do you still have it? Do you like this kind of thing? And I guess I'll see you in the next 2015 third party panel. And as always, be good to yourself. Hell freaking Transformers and hell freaking third party. And good night, folks.